What's good, folks? Can y'all see me okay? Don't feel like running the red light because it's hooked up to my car battery. Interior lights are red. Alright, so I don't feel like running my... have to turn my ignition on in order to get the one light here to turn on. So we're running blue light or black light until I get my overhead red lights. And I have strip lights that I'm gonna put in up top here, and they'll turn on their own switch on their own battery, and I'll use those eventually. I'll take a couple minutes to make. I just don't feel like doing that right now. The same lights I have in the back. You see them running along the back there. They're just little strips, like I think a foot long. Make a little panel and put it in my visor, and when I want to do videos, plug them in, and boom, they go on their own. And I got a wall outlet just outside the van here. Gotta plug them into that. I got a 12-volt adapter. Anyhow, missed y'all last night. Don't know if any of you know, but I got ADHD, and when I got so much information to disseminate, it's overwhelming, and I just don't know what to do, and I just sit there all day and just scroll. Fun times. But alright. So, yeah. I get so overwhelmed, I just don't know what to talk about. I just shut down. And, not like I'm not researching, it's just like, wow, is there more I can add to this next topic that I want to talk about? And then I get into it, and it's like, holy, how am I going to even talk about this? And then I start writing down freaking stuff on my phone so that I can look at it as a script, and it's just like, wow, how do people do this? Huh. I don't even get it, man. That's just crazy. Like, I come up with these freaking scripts. Like, oh man. Yeah, that's just like quarter of the way through. Not even, like, I can go on for hours, right? So who knows how far into my actual topic of discussion I am on that. It's like, God, it sucks. But like, the one thing I want to talk about is like how I discovered all this was just looking into ancient Egyptian mythology and all the pyramids and all the symbols and the designs on the walls and stuff. It's all always been intriguing to me, and just like 12, 13 years ago, I peeked in on it. You know, I didn't really give it much of my attention. Different point in my life then. More of like work. Gotta pay for my kids to go to school and eat and all this, and like it was, you know, just gotta work. And now all my kids are growing up. They're all employed. They all make their own money. They're all out of school. So now it's focus on me, and it's like lost, really. Like, you know how freaking weird that was when they graduated high school and they all now doing their own thing as adults? That took some time to get used to. Man, for the last 18 years, I've been dad. I've been, you know, somebody that was important. And now it's not the case, it doesn't seem anymore, right? I guess I've done my job, right? That job's done, right? It's just didn't think, what am I going to do after my kids are growing up? So, just recently I started looking into all this stuff again, right? And the Eye of Horus and Ra and all of that stuff, it was like, huh. You know, they always tell you to look within. If you want to change the world, first you gotta change yourself, right? Well, that's so true, because while doing all this studying of ancient Egyptian culture and all that stuff, one long night I was studying the Eye of Horus and Ra and all that stuff, and I think I clicked images or something like that. I can't remember exactly how it happened, but poof, there it was. Cross section of the human brain. And then they overlaid the Eye of Horus over the center of the brain, and you can see the thalamus, the just all the different inner parts of the brain correlate with the Eye of Horus and the Eye of Ra and all this. I was like, what the fuck? So, that was a rabbit hole. And that's where I started to study the human brain and ancient Egyptian mythology, and started to put the correlations together between the gods' names and the different parts of our brain. And came to notice that a lot of the hieroglyphs and pictures on the walls and stuff in Egypt, and there's probably a lot that they don't even put on Google, right? I'm a poor man in the financial game of things, so for me to get to Egypt ain't happening anytime soon. That's why I'm kind of doing this. I really want to get money and travel, and so I'm hoping my YouTube channel here will kick off, and I'll somehow start to make some funds on the YouTubes, right? Like I see everybody else doing, man. So it's not like I'm selling bullshit. This is actual knowledge. This is some stuff that I've come across and the correlations, right? In future videos, I'm going to be talking about the correlation between the human construct, the anatomy of our bodies, our minds, and the link between the energy that runs it and the energy of this solar system, the universe, I guess we'll call it, yeah. Because we're all interlinked. It's electromagnetic, and we're all spires of it, like I've said before, right? We're all part of it. We're interlinked through the soul. Anybody watching this, I suggest you look into Greek or ancient Egyptian mythology and Greek mythology, and study the human brain, because you'll be amazed. You truly will. You'll put all the correlations together right fast of what they were doing and what they're speaking of. How would I say this? It's not like we live in a computer, but we might, right? Like, because the way we think and act and operate is the same way computers do. And I know we've created computers, right? Um, but did we? Because the ancient Egyptians and the Greeks. I don't know about the Greeks, but I think the Greeks were just confused. At first, maybe. I don't know. I know more about ancient Egyptian than ancient Greek. That's at the moment, anyways, because there's more pictures about it, right? I know. Well, I'm sure there's all kinds of ancient Greek sites. I just haven't looked for them. I'm more into the Egyptian side of things, what they were doing, because that's just me at the moment. I can tell you that not for a fact, but I believe the images on the walls are not being properly or honestly deciphered. They might be deciphered and given to certain people as proper deciphers, and then they're told to us in different ways that aren't proper, so that we don't clue in and we don't get it. Right? We stay in the dark. We stay dumb. I noticed that the symbols on the walls all correlate with electrical symbols, like blueprint symbols for electrical schematics and stuff. Just like the pictures on the wall correlate with parts of our brain, right? Yeah, I think what they were telling us on the walls back in Egypt was code, computing code, for how to run their technology. And the smart people afterwards cracked the codes, and that's how we've gotten TVs, computers, cameras, wireless communications, wireless charging and such, right? They had all that back in those days, man. They had all that back in the Egyptian times, like thousands of years ago. Well, thousands of years is what they tell us, right? Like, you and I, the basic person, don't know for sure how long ago those pyramids were occupied by the people that created them. We're only going off history. And funny thing about history is it's a story told by a single person, right? His story. And it's not always the person writing it that finances the story. Most of the time it isn't. Right? Most of the time the person that's financing the whole gig hires somebody to write a story, and that's his story. He paid for it, and that's what we all get to read about as history books, right? So who knows how old everything is, really? Who even knows what the hell was going on, or is going on? Yeah, fun times in freaking La La Land. But, our whole existence is based on if and then. Right? Because if this is that, then this is that. And if not, then that is this, and then this is that. And that's usually how it goes. There's a term for that. It is conditional programming, I think it's called. If-then statements. The language to which computer programming is done in it's funny that the people actually that run these companies, own these companies, actually name them after ancient Egyptian mythology, right? So we have ENV, like I said the other night. ENV is what runs the coding systems in different environments within the computers. Then I told you to go down there, past that, keep reading, and you'll come across the term Python. And you're going to have to Google that on a separate page because it doesn't come up as a blue word when you run your cursor over it in wikis. So you're going to have to search that on a different tab, and you'll find out that that Python is like a major programming software, and that Cobra either runs off it or is an open source that runs like it. I can't remember. And then we got a system that runs within them that goes and finds code that isn't being used anymore, dead code they call it. And that software program is called Vultr. And then you got PyPy, PyPy, which is another main programming system. And the logo for that is a snake in a circle eating its tail. That's a well-known symbol in ancient Egypt mythology. Now, if you study all these software and how they programmings operate with one another, you soon come to realize that computers run a lot like our mind. And our mind is said to be interlinked with the source. Right? So that's pretty interesting. These are all topics that I'm going to be discussing at a more detailed these are the kind of topics I'm going to be discussing in the future in more detail. Just like I said, I'm suffering from major fucking mind block today and yesterday. Figured I'd touch base with everybody, kind of let you know what's going on, why I haven't been posting a video yesterday. Usually it's, I want to do one a day, man. I really do, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to because I want to do scripted, right? I want to make sure that everything is at least got some fucking flow to it, man. Like, say I got freaking 1 to 9 I gotta cover. I don't want to be doing freaking 1 and then get a 16th of the way through freaking telling you about 1 and then jump to 3 and then, let me tell you about 9. And then, oh shit, realize I wasn't even through section 1 yet. And then gotta go back to section 1 and kind of remember where I left off. And that just annoys me. So, like, I don't want to be that guy, right? So, I want to be more organized, more like, hey, you know what that guy's saying? I think he's got some knowledge upstairs, right? Like I said before, you can go Google anything I've already told you, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. ENV in Wikipedia. Enter. And it's going to tell you about running program software with it. And you keep reading down, you're going to see Python. You're going to look at that. Then type in programming software named Cobra. Type in programming software named Vultr, programming software name PYPY, right? Um, all these are symbols, literally, that I've gotten off the wall or off of pictures of pharaohs and tombs and stuff like that, and typed them in as software programming. Like, I see a picture. So what I did is I see a King Tut. His death mask has a cobra on one side, and they say it's a um, he's got a freaking python, no, a cobra, sorry, and a vulture on one side. Why would you want a vulture on your freaking head? The thing, it's not a bird of prey. It's a scavenger, right? It looks for dead things and eats it, or like, yeah, it looks for dead things that aren't moving anymore. The cobra is the most venomous snake in Egypt, and I think they used to. My personal beliefs is they used to use. They used a snake to depict electricity, high current, right? Cobra bites you, you're dying, right? If it's a good enough bite. Same with three-phase high voltage. Right? If you get hit with three-phase high voltage, a good shock, and you're dead. Right? So I can see the correlation. So you're gonna put a cobra. Like I said, cobra is today, during this day and age, it's considered as a cobra computer software programming, right? That is a thing. And so is Vultr. Vultr goes in and picks out dead code and gets rid of it, deletes it automatically. So you put Cobra and Vultr beside each other on your head. What are they doing? Right? Cobra is writing code, and Vultr is over here snatching up all the code that you've already written and not used anymore, freeing up space. Interesting concept. Yeah. Why else would the programmers, the creators of this programming software, name it that, right? Because they know. They know exactly what went on, what's going on, and how things are controlled and manipulated. It's quite interesting. Quite interesting. Yep, I sincerely suggest every one of you look up the human brain and start looking up Egyptian symbols and just their gods, the names of them. Hypothalamus, Amen. Hey, did you know there's a part of the brain called Put Amen? There's a Greek god called Hypothalamus. There's a part of the brain called the thalamus. There's all kinds of weird correlations between our brain and what the ancients were always drawing pictures about and doing rituals for and stuff, right? It's really fun. Well, this is going to be the longest video yet. And I started out with nothing to talk about. I don't know if I've talked about anything really, right? I'm just talking, just going for it. Don't even care anymore. You watch, you watch. You don't, you don't. I just suggest, please like and share if you like what I'm talking about, right? I'm only going to get better. I'm only going to get better at what I'm doing. Oh, man. What a day. What a day. You should see my computer. The desktop is just files from one side to the next, top to bottom, and it's just I'm really running out of space to put files. I gotta start putting files in files, making sub files for files and stuff. It's just it's dumb. The amount of knowledge I go through every day, and that's why I just sit here like I just don't know what to talk about. I got so much to talk about, and that's, I guess, something that people with ADHD suffer from, right? That's how they suffer. When you got so much to say, you just say nothing. Because literally, we don't know where to start. It's fucking bullshit, man. It is. I don't like it. I want to get all the information out, like, done. Yeah. You guys know everything I got to tell you now. Yeah, it's funny when you look up lithium. Right? You get kind of like the symbol that looks like this, and when you look up lithium batteries, right? It's an interesting, yeah, right? It's a real interesting symbol. I thought it was really neat when you look up lithium ion batteries and the processes and making them and stuff. I gotta get my computer set up so I can do all these videos in front of the computer, because I need to be looking up what I'm talking about. That's another reason why I have a real hard time doing videos like this, is because I know so much. It's all up here, but it's hard to access it. I know if I just go on my computer, click a file, open it up, I can just easily talk about it and keep clicking through the studying that I did, and get through it a lot easier and a lot more comprehension, right? Yeah. Only place I can do videos right now with my computer is in my bedroom. That's where I got a desk set up in my bedroom, and it's basically how my life is, right? I walk the dogs, do all the housework and stuff, sit in my bedroom all day on the computer. Get into bed, wake up, get on the computer, eat breakfast, or walk the dogs and stuff, and eat breakfast, and then back on the computer. And, yeah, I don't feel right doing videos in my bedroom, so trying to get the living room set up. Man, is that ever gonna look nice. I'm gonna try and remember to put my idea for my living room wall right here. Last time I was talking about doing it, I didn't put it there. I didn't notice that until my video went up onto YouTube, and I guess I should kind of do a once over on my videos before I put them on YouTube. Anyhow, that's it, everybody. So be well, be blessed. Love to everybody is the answer that's best. And keep doing great things, everyone. And if you can't do great things, do small things in great ways. In the end, it pays. And remember to always stand up for what's right. Because if you're not standing up for what's right, then you're wrong. Nobody wants to be wrong. Like and subscribe. And we'll catch you on the next one. Peace, everybody.